Thank you very much, Again, welcome to Mathzone African Motifs. We are still on Consumer Studies Grade 10 Term 3 notes. In today's presentation, we are going to talk about advising consumers, whereby we are going to apply fiber and fabric knowledge. As it says, consumers should think carefully before buying clothing or furnishing items. That is that. Consumers should use their knowledge of fibers and fabrics to make wise buying decision. They have to make what wise buying decision. That is very important. That they have to make wise buying decisions. That is that. So choosing the correct fabric helps save money, improves comfort, ensures that item last longer. For example, a consumer buying a winter jersey should choose wool because it provides warmth. That is that. So, as it says, before buying, ask, what is the item made of? Check the fiber content. You are to check the fiber content. You are to check the fiber content. Check the fiber content to know the qualities. To know the qualities, to know the qualities of the fabric. To know the qualities of the fabric. So that is that. For example, a label may say 100% cotton, which means the garment is soft and breathable. So that is that. The second question is that, is it suitable for its purpose? Is it suitable for its purpose? That is that. Choose a fabric that matches how it will be used. Choose a fabric. Choose a fabric that matches how it will be used. How it will be used. So, for example, a wool is suitable for winter clothing because it keeps the body warm. That is the purpose of what? Of the wool. So that is why we're saying choose the fabric that matches how it will be used. So that is that. Is it comfortable? Is it comfortable? The fabric should feel pleasant to wear or use. The fabric should feel pleasant. Should feel pleasant to wear or use. That is that. Cotton t-shirts are comfortable because they are soft and breathable. So that is that. So is it durable? Is it durable? So the fabric should be able to last a long time without wearing out. The fabric should be able to last a long time, without wearing out, without wearing out. That is that. For example, a poly or cotton school uniform lasts longer than one made from weaker fabric. That is what we are saying. Is it affordable? The item should fit within your budget. The item should fit within your budget. Should fit within your budget. That is that. For example, a cotton shirt may be chosen instead of more expensive silk shirt. So you are going to look first. Whether you are going to be able to afford. Is it easy to care for? So some fabrics are easier to wash, dry, iron than others. So we are seeing some fabrics are easier easier to wash, dry, and iron than others. So that is that. For example, we find that the poly or cotton clothing is easy to wash and needs little ironing. Is it environmentally friendly? Is it environmentally friendly? Then you have to choose fabrics that can be recycled. Choose fabrics that can be recycled. That can be recycled. Uh, Also biodegrade naturally. Biodegrade naturally. Or use fewer natural resources. So that is that. So now let us move on. Let us move on. Let us move on to reading clothing labels. Reading clothing labels. This is where we are. Reading clothing labels. So labels gives important information about fiber content. So when you talk of reading clothing labels, that clothing labels provide important information. They provide what important information about the garment. So reading them helps consumers care for clothing correctly and make informed buying decisions. So that is where we are saying labels give important information about fiber content, shows what fibrous garment is made from. That is that. Example, 65% of polyester, 35% of cotton. So means that the garment is polycotton blend. So that is that. Washing instructions. Washing instructions. So labels give that information of how you're going to wash your fabric. So that is where washing instruction is one of the information that you're going to get from the labels, because that is going to explain how the garment should be washed. For example, machine wash at 30% degrees means the garment should be washed in a cool water. Then ironing instructions show the correct temperature for ironing. For example, a low heat iron symbol means the fabric should not be ironed at a high temperature. Dry cleaning instructions indicate whether the item should be professionally dry cleaned. Example, a silk suit may have a label stating dry clean only. Bleaching instruction show whether bleach can be used. A crossed out triangle means do not use bleach. That is that. Dry instructions. So explain how the garment should be dried. Explain, for example, a label may say line dry, meaning the garment should be hung outside instead of using a tumble dryer. So that is that. So always follow care labels to make clothing last longer. So following the care information prevents shrinking, fading, or damage. Damage as well. Then let us be on advising consumer. Let us be on advising consumers. So that is that. Let us be on advising consumers. This is where we are, as we are told that recommended fabrics according to person's needs. For person's needs. So advising consumer. So that's going to go for recommended fabrics according to the person's needs. So we have need and the best five of needs, as well as we have for weather, hot weather, and then we have a cotton linen. So these fabrics are lightweight, breathable, and absorb sweat. For example, a cotton t-shirt keeps a person cool during summer. So that is that. Hot weather, cotton linen. Cold weather, wool. So wool traps heat and keeps the body warm. So a wool jersey is ideal for for winter. So that is that. Formal wear, then you can go for, that is the best fabric for formal wear is sleek. Sleek has a smooth, shiny appearance that looks elegant. So a sleek, evening dress is suitable for formal event. School uniform. So the best fabric is a poly or cotton. Poly or cotton is durable, wrinkle resistant, and easy to wash. That is why we are saying the best fabric is this. Sportswear. What is the best fabric for sportswear? Is a cotton or nylon. Cotton or nylon is durable. No, sportswear. This blend is strong, comfortable, and also what is important is that it stretches during the movement. It stretches during the movement. Then also we have bedding, and the best fabric is cotton. Cotton is soft, breathable, absorbs moisture, making it comfortable for sleeping. So when you're sleeping, the best fabric is to go for cotton because it's soft, it's breathable, it can breathe, it can absorb moisture. So that can make comfortable for sleeping. That is when you can have cotton bed sheets which are going to help you keep a person cool at night. Then we have curtains. Then we have linen or cotton. So curtains, these fabrics are strong, attractive, and suitable for home decor. So that is that with people. Let us move on, good people. Let us move on to the summary table. Summary table. As we have fibra or fabric source, main properties, uses. So we have cotton, as you can see, the source is a plant. The main properties is salt, also absorbent. Then uses, we have clothing or bending. So for example, we can talk of cotton or we can talk of t-shirt. Then we have linen, we have plant. The main properties are strong or cool. The uses that those are summer clothing or curtains, and for example, you can talk of a linen and tablecloth. So you see, baboon source is from plant, and the main properties that is soft is eco-friendly, and clothing and towels for uses. And we can talk of baboon towel as for example. Then we have wool. Wool is from animal. That is the main properties that is warm as well as elastic, and uses can be jerseys or blankets. Yes, we can talk of wool jersey as an example. We have sling. The sling is also from animal. So the properties of it that is smooth, is shiny. Dresses and scarves, you can use it. And for example, we can talk of silk dress. Then we have poly or cotton that is blend. So it's a blend. So main properties that is strong and easy. Okay, that is when it can be used for uniforms or shirts. We can talk of school uniform as an example. Cotton or nylon blend, strong. That's when I'm on property, comfortable, and you can use it on sports wear. You can talk of socks, sports socks. Then we have wool blend, that is from blend and it's warm, it's durable. Jackets and jerseys. You can talk of winter jackets, for example. So that is that. So we have key terms to remember. Key terms to remember is that we talk about natural fiber, a fiber from plants or animals. That is a fiber obtained from plants or animals like cotton and wool. Those are natural fibers. We have cellulose fiber. That is a fiber from plants as well. It's a fiber from plants. It's a fiber from plants as well. And it's a natural fiber obtained from plants. So, for example, you can talk of cotton. Cotton is a cellulose fiber because it comes from the cotton plant. Protein fiber, that is a fiber from animals as well. That is a natural fiber obtained from animals. You can talk of wool. Wool is a protein fiber because it comes from the sheep. Then you can talk of textile blend. That is a fabric made from two or more different fibers. So that is when we're talking about a fabric made by combining two or more different fibers to improve its quality. Poly and cotton combines polyester and cotton. That is that. Soft furnishing, a fabric items used in the home, such as curtains as well as cushions. So those are soft furnishings. And then you can talk of curtains, cushions, tablecloths, bedding. Those are the example. Those are the items used to decorate or furnish a home. Care label, a label showing how to wash, dry, iron an item. So it provides instructions on washing, drying, ironing, bleaching, drying coffee. So that is that. For example, you can talk of, say, a label that says machine wash at 30 degrees Celsius tells you how to wash the garment safely. Durable, long-lasting, and resistant to wear. Able to withstand wear and tear and last for long time. That is when you're saying it's durable. Then we have biodegradable. Biodegradable, able to break down naturally in the environment. So it is able to decompose naturally in the environment through the action of microorganisms. So this is the end of this presentation. Thank you very much for your time.